right, guys, welcome to another episode of the Weekend Warriors with myself and Ozzy Caps. We are going to be talking about our four top games in week 8 of college football on this show, and we're going to bring you guys our best bets. So, Ozzy, how you liking about week 8, man? You liking this card?
Man, love this slate. You got a lot of, you know, ranked games. You got a lot of big dogs playing. It's somebody that lives in Austin. We got Georgia and UT going at it right here in Austin. I'm just saying, man, it's a lot of great games on, and then definitely some spots to find some value and get to some money. So I'm just riled up and ready to get to it.
Yeah, man, I agree. I love this weekend slate. Obviously, we're recording this show on Friday. Tonight's games even look amazing. Kicking off the weekend tough tonight. Um, yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of dogs barking this week. But I'm going to try to say that for VIP. But I am absolutely loving this weekend slate. Last weekend slate was supposed to be it was the real pretty slate, right? Like the real eye-catching slate. But when it came down to the betting part of it, it was rough. This week it might not be the most sexy looking slate, but I think there's a ton of value out there and it's not even that bad looking of a slate. Some of these games look really good. So we're going to give you guys our four best, and yeah, man, see what you guys think. Whatever you all do before you start watching, man, please hit the like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can go find Ozzy on Twitter. He is part of the outlet. Obviously, you can find me on Twitter at We Plugged In, um, and give us a follow. But most of all, follow this YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, like, and please comment your best college football play of the week in the comments. I would love to see what you guys are on as well this weekend. Uh, because there's a lot of games, so I would definitely like to see what you guys like this weekend as well. All right, let's get right into it, man. The first game we got Indiana taking on Nebraska today. You got Indiana coming in at home here at a -6.5 favorite. Nebraska's on the road getting 6.5. We have a total set at 49 here, slightly favored to the over in this one. Oliver, we got Indiana coming in 6-0 on the year. You got Nebraska 5-1, right? I mean, this is a game that honestly it opened at a touchdown. It opened up at 7. It's now down to a 6.5. The money is moving in favor of Nebraska. I can't do it. I think Indiana is the way to go here. Uh, you know, uh, the Hoosiers are the better team, man. I mean, you look at this, you look at this Nebraska team, and sure, they're moving in the right direction, right? They're playing. It looks like Nebraska is playing better every week, almost to me. But realistically, you're going into Indiana and this just too much. Like, I'm sorry, you might be a good team, but this Indiana team has it all, bro. Um, I mean, this team has just looked amazing, bro. They got talent. They are so well coached. I mean, bro, Kurt. I mean, this guy is fantastic, bro. And the crazy thing is that, and you could see it. The team plays for him, man. Like they really play for this guy. And I just think he's going to get it done, man. Matt Rule has done a great job with Nebraska. But like I said, I think it's just too much here with Indiana. I personally think we're getting a reasonable price at the touchdown. I'll lay the 6.5 here, no problem. Give me Indiana at home. I think they keep the winning streak alive, Oliver.
Yeah, this Indiana team is definitely a tough one to want to go against. But we know Kurt Signetti, as Indiana's coach, had his success at James Madison. Now he's doing his thing in Indiana. It hasn't been any downfall, letdowns. And I mean, dude, like, if you really peep his interviews, dude's kind of cocky. He really is, but he backs it up. He's confident with it. So I mean, and we all know that 6.5 is one of these tricky numbers when it comes to betting. Normally, that's a number where you kind of want to attach yourself to the dog. But I think Nebraska last week played a closer game, close, ugly game with Rutgers. I think they won 14-7, and that was in Rutgers. And now you got to go to Indiana, and that's going to be blooming. Bloomington's probably going to be jumping 6-0. Normally, everybody thinks of Indiana as a basketball school, whatnot, but football teams really making some strides here. I really want to lean Nebraska because it's just something telling me these boys have to get some kind of adversity. There has to be a close game somewhere. And I mean, we got Raiola back there. We know he's a dog. Indiana defense, that's the one thing. Their defense is okay. They don't scare me. Indiana's offense is something I'm more concerned with. But at that 49, I think we could see an over, though. I won't be surprised if we definitely see some points in this game. So for me, I probably would do something like I probably would run a teaser, get that total down and go over, and then tease Nebraska up because I don't see them losing by 2 touchdowns. So that's probably what I would do if I would touch the game.
All right, all right. And I mean, you definitely make sense. I mean, because all we have seen from the Hoosiers so far is nothing but dominance. So you're right. You got to see some kind of adversity at some point. It's I'm just not comfortable with Nebraska against these AP ranked teams, man. They just it's tough for them to cover spreads. Where you got Indiana on the other hand, who actually live up to the hype. Indiana has covered the spread in 7 of their last 8 games against ranked opponents. Again, not even just go look at their conference opponents. They have covered. It's like where you got Nebraska, they have not covered a spread in their last 8 games against a ranked team. So it's just tough for me to get behind Nebraska here, but I agree with the over with you 100%. I think this game could go over. If Nebraska wants a chance, put it that way, they're going to have to put up points. That's just what it is. All right. So let's move on to our next game here. Got Alabama taking on Tennessee. For our next game, we got Tennessee coming in as a home underdog here against Alabama. 3 points. We're getting Tennessee at home at a plus 124. We're getting Alabama laying 3 points in this one at a minus 148 on the money line. And we got a total of 57. They got this total pretty jacked up here. You got Tennessee coming in 5-1, Alabama 5-1. The line has not budged. It's sitting at 3, staying at 3. The total has only gone up a half a point since it came out. Opened up at a 56.5. It's now at a 57. This just looks like a fun, good football game right here, man. This looks like it's going to be an all-out battle. I feel like it could turn into a shootout, I believe. I mean, the thing I want to back Tennessee here because it looks super easy backing Alabama on this spread. Only, and I say easy because this Tennessee team, they don't cover spreads, especially at home, and you're giving them a 3 point underdog. So I wanted to go and back my numbers up with this, and sure enough, the Volunteers, they have not covered, bro. 8 of their last 12 games as home underdogs, they have not covered. Um, I really do think that with Tennessee dealing with the injuries, they lost to Arkansas. They almost got upset by Florida. I mean, it looks so easy to take Alabama here. It's not like Alabama is actually playing this crazy good football though, because they're not, bro. The Tide just lost to Vandy. You know what I mean? Like I can't. So I think the books are actually onto something here. I mean, I like Tennessee here. I think Tennessee might actually be a live dog here. You know, I you what they almost lost to another team before Vandy or after Vandy. Who was it?
Talking about
South,
Bama.
yeah, South Carolina, right?
Yeah, South
Or
Carolina just gave them the game. I just beat them by 2. Yeah.
it was like by a flag or some shit, right?
Yeah, it was
So
well no, if I recall correct, Bama had turned the ball over. South Carolina got it back late, and they tried to run a play late, but they just defense knocked the ball down or
Oh,
whatever.
okay, that's what it was. And they were
But
close
yeah,
to scoring. I remember something going on in that game. But either way, man, like so right there, where I'm getting at with that is you got Alabama on the brink of almost one upset, and then almost another one 2 weeks back to back. And now here you are going to play the Vols, top 10 in scoring. This is a top 10 offense and defense in the country here with Tennessee, getting 3 points at home. Really big game for them with Alabama coming in the building. They have a really good chance of putting a really good win on their resume. Bro, give me the Vols here. I think they show up.
yeah, this is gonna be a tough one. So you kind of got two powers in a sense clashing with far as first halves, because Heupel is one of the better first half coaches, and Bama for years, and it's still been a thing, is a first half cashing monster. So you kind of got to find like, what do you think? I think honestly, with what happened, a lot of those players from last year, still had those memories. What Tennessee did, that high scoring game, the whole nine. I think Bama first half is the play. I just think Bama's gonna come out, especially last week. I know Tennessee, kind of had their little scare too, and I know being at home, but it's just something about this Bama team. When you want to go against them, they come out. So I think I would have to lead Bama first half, and then maybe we see what happens. Because obviously, if we're getting a 3-4 game, you're gonna get first half down there probably like a pick 'em or a money line. It's actually you can take it at a good price that ain't too juiced or anything. So I think I would have to lean Bama first half. Would not be surprised to see Tennessee cover the full game spread though, but I think Bama first half will be the play for me. You're muted, sir.
Thank you. It's only the reason why we're talking about this game, right, is because it's one of the bigger ones on the board. When it comes to, and I know a lot of people are going to want to hear about this game. Honestly, this is a game I'm probably not going to be betting, guys, but this game had to be talked about because, it is such a big game coming into this weekend, especially with a lot of attention going to be on Alabama here. Almost dropping two games or you know, potentially almost got upset back to back weeks from, just complete, schools that are just nowhere near as talented as Bama, and now they have to go in and play Tennessee. There's going to be big eyes on Bama in this game. So it was definitely worth talking about. All right. So we're going to move into our next game. Our next game looks to be uh, Georgia taking on Texas. Georgia taking on Texas here, talking about another big game. This is a huge game here. So you got two dominant teams coming into this game. You got Texas coming in 6-0, Georgia 5-1. I mean, this is going to be a battle for sure. And you got Georgia. I believe they are an underdog in this game on the road by 5 points now. You got Texas laying 5 points. You got a total of 57. I mean, Texas at home minus 198 for the money line, and you got Georgia at a plus 164. Like I said, this line has moved, guys. It opened up at a 3.5 on some books, 4 on others. The total opened up at a 56, so that hasn't moved much. But we have seen some movement here on this total. Obviously moving in favor of Texas here, which I was surprised to see. I was thinking that we were going to get movement on Georgia in this one. But lo and behold, people are liking Texas, I guess. So do I. I like Texas here at home. I am not really big on Texas football. At least not this Texas team. I don't I I don't think they're going to exactly roll over to Georgia here. Texas has had some really really good defense, bro. And I think that's key here, right? They only gave up what 3 points to whatchamacallit? Like this defense is insane, bro. Beck, I don't know about Beck either. I'll tell you one thing I think Beck is going to do in this game. He's going to throw some interceptions, bro. Like that's one thing he's going to do. And I just don't see Georgia getting past this Texas defense. In all honesty, Oklahoma in the last game, I mean, they looked amazing, bro. Only giving up 3 points, man. Now you got Georgia at home. I'm all over it. Give me Texas here. And Oliver, I'm kind of leaning the under in this one. I was kind of leaning over at first, but I don't know if Georgia's going to be able to get past it, man. I mean, they're going against the number one defense in the entire country. Give me Texas here, Oliver.
Yeah, so this is definitely going to be one of the biggest tests Texas has seen so far. And I just think you got to kind of look at rosters and the lineups and how the teams match up. Like some of these grade A athletes that Georgia has, Texas hasn't seen. But then on the same boat, I mean, Georgia's already played Bama. They've already kind of been through the ringer a little bit. And that's the thing. Georgia already has, they already have a loss. I can't think, I think it has been a very long time since we've seen Georgia as an underdog. And something else that looks weird to me, if you look at this line, normally when you get a game where you got a team that's a 5 point favorite, something like that, and that underdog, normally, I finna say, I feel like you see the money line, the money line is like, for that dog is normally at a bigger number. And they getting you Georgia like a plus 164 or whatever. This is weird, real weird looking. All I'm gonna say is if I see this line continue to grow, if I see Texas get to 5.5 or 6, I will happily buy Georgia up to a +7 and see what happens. Cause I just think it's getting a little too out of control. We get some of the recency bias of how Georgia hasn't looked as good. And I know it's gonna be a big game for Texas. College game days there, the whole nine. I live in Austin. I love to see Texas do well. But I just think this is one of those like, hey, you almost there. Kirby's like, hey, not quite yet. Hold on. So, like I said, I just think it's gonna be a big game. Georgia realized how big of a game this is for them. On the slick, if you want to look at the prop, I think Beck, they put his passing prop at 275.5. That just looks real telling to me. Like, I think Texas's biggest thing as far as them, their front six, seven, the secondary, I just feel hasn't just really gotten challenged like that against some of these people they done played. So I think this could be something where we really see what Texas full 11 is about and see what their secondary is really hitting for. Because in years past, that was one of the big downfalls of Texas was their secondary. They've always been good in the trenches for the most part, and linebackers have always been solid. But let's see what those DBs are about. So I think Beck over the 275.5 has a chance to get there. But like I said, if I see this line grow, I will be all over Georgia. It's just I feel like it's just getting a bit crazy. But I wouldn't be surprised. Texas is nice, but I just think Georgia's gonna have something to say.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised on the movement of this line. I would really think that the public would be eating up Georgia at the plus money. You don't get this opportunity often. And as big of a favorite as Georgia is in the public eye, I would think they would be eating this line alive. So maybe we just had some really big money come in on Texas here and jump the line because it's hard for me to see the public on Texas, but who knows? All right, let's move on to our last game of the night, guys. We are going to be heading to a bit of a low key game of the card, but still a good one nonetheless. We're going to be looking at SMU taking on Stanford tonight. We got SMU coming in as a really big road favorite here. They are laying 16 and a half points on the road as they are taking on Stanford as a home dog at 16 and a half. They're giving us a total of 53 and a half in this game. So pretty high total if you ask me. I mean, the line, opened up at a 15 and a half from what I'm seeing. The total opened up at a 53 and a half. So that barely moved, but I can't back Stanford, bro. I can't. You got to give me SMU here. I swear, bro, this SMU team is getting better and better every week, man. Every week this SMU team gets better. They are just the better team. They have proven they can win on the road, bro. I mean, come on, seven straight. Cardinals 4-9 against the spread. Their last 13 games, bro. They have been double digit underdogs in almost every fucking game, and they have yet to show me, bro, that they can cover these numbers. Stanford, I I can't do it. I'm sorry, man. I can't do it. You're losing games by an average of 35 points. SMU, I just said they are getting better and better each week. Offensively, this team has looked great. They've covered 3 straight games. The bigger number on the road is a little iffy, but SMU should comfortably win this game by at least 3 touchdowns, in my opinion. I think we take SMU's team total here. I think they get right, and I think they just cover another game on the road, man. This looks like easy pickings to me. Give me SMU here, laying the number, and I like SMU's team total here as well.
Yeah. So that's one thing. It's just SMU, like they haven't been getting talked about this much, since the good old Eric Dickerson, Craig James days and whatnot. Being ranked, actually put some stuff together, and it's good to see them compete because this is their actual first year in a Power Four conference. They're in the ACC now, and boys are doing their thing. But it's just after what SMU bye week, you know, and then I mean, boys like just continue whatever number you put in front of them. They've been covering. Stanford is one of those teams they get slapped in the mouth, slapped in the mouth. Now you at home. It's just something telling me it looks so easy to lay these points with SMU. And like I said, me seeing this line open up, I think like a 15, 15 and a half, as you said, and just seeing it grow. I'm just like, this is one of those where I'll probably wait and you probably gonna mess around and get this line gonna close at like a 17 and a half, something like that. And then I just feel like I'm warranted to take points with Stanford. Think Stanford is one of those teams, yeah, they'll lose 2, 3 games around. All of a sudden, when you least expect it, they turn it around and boys get to playing and whatnot. One thing about SMU that nobody talks about, their defense is really tough though. That's one thing. Their offense can go, but this year we really starting to see these boys' defense come with something too. So I think if you do take the points with Stanford, it may be a sweaty one, but it's just something telling me that I mean Stanford at the crib is gonna make this one tougher than what we're thinking. So I just think SMU, you may be starting to smell the roses. You feeling a little fat and sassy, and you might have you a tight one on your hands here. So I definitely give me the Cardinal. And like I said, I imagine by the time this line closes, it's probably going to close at about a 17, 17 and a half. Because I really want to get a football number here. If y'all know, when it comes to football, your threes, your sevens, your tens, 14, 17, if you're getting a 17 and a half here, you at least getting 3 possessions for sure. So, those are the things to think about when you start seeing some of these numbers, especially these higher, when these spreads start to get higher. So a lot of things to take into granted take into consideration because say if you do get to 16 and a half and stay, SMU win by 17, now you're sitting there like, damn. So like I said, I'm never one to tell somebody don't buy a point or something to get you a better number. But like I said, in this situation, I definitely will want Stanford with the 17 and a half.
I mean, I get it. I'm not going to sit here and try to downplay SMU, because there's no doubt about it. For me, anyway, Ashton Daniels is the better quarterback. And I mean, not Ashton Daniels.
Like
Fuck.
Jennings.
Yes, Jennings. My bad. Ashton Jennings is better than Ashton Daniels, is what I'm saying, and I think SMU is just clearly the better team. But when you do want to go ahead and look at who the teams have played, I have to say, Stanford has has been tested, bro. These guys, especially their last couple games, I know they lost to Virginia Tech, Notre Dame. They play Wake Forest next. You know, you look at who SMU has beaten, Florida State, which we can laugh about, Louisville. They play Duke next. So let's be real. It ain't like Stanford has not been, they played some tough teams, man. So that could help them here. But I'm still leaning the Mustangs in this one. I think they get it done here on the road, but I can't blame you for being on the other side. Like I said, Stanford's been tested. All right, that's all we got for tonight on the Weekend Warriors for our college football episode. Oliver, man, it was good having you on again. Hopefully, we're going to put out the NFL edition tomorrow for Sunday. We'll give you guys our four best NFL games as well. That should be released anytime between Saturday night, Sunday morning. So we will be ready for kickoff. Oliver, you got any closing thoughts on today's episode?
Yeah, man, just tap in with us. It has been a really good college football week for me so far. Early in the week, hit New Mexico State outright as a plus 371 dog against Louisiana Tech. Like I said, I just got a thing for knowing when these teams are going to be feeling fat and sassy. And Louisiana Tech came off a big win against Middle Tennessee. New Mexico State has just been dog water, but it was just everything telling me there's no way Louisiana Tech is like a damn 12 and a half point favorite over anybody right now. And then the next day we hit UTEP against Jesus. Who did UTEP beat? I can't.
FIU.
Yeah, beat FIU. And FIU, I mean, it was really something where they lost quarterbacks, got hurt, the whole nine. But it was another one of those spots where FIU had just played Liberty tough last week. So everybody thought they saw that 7 point line. And I'm like, and then it kept going up. And I'm like, no, UTEP has always kept these games close with FIU. And they got it done outright. It's a plus 215, plus 220 dog. We were on that. So I'm just saying, we already hit some big dogs this week, and now we finna really get into the meat of the college schedule on Saturday. And besides these spots we talked on here, I got like two or three spots that I really love, and I got another big dog that I think may have a chance to win outright. So if y'all haven't already tapped in with us, definitely tap in with us. Things been going well. Been seeing baseball well as well. Was on the Guardians. Shout out David Fry. That guy. But yeah, man, tap in with us. And like I said, we got WNBA finna get ready to wrap up here too. So yeah, man, it's a good time. I'm seeing it well. So definitely tap in with us.
Yeah, man, you've been making some great calls lately, man. Your VIP has been popping, bro. Just big ass plus money coming out of it, and everyone loves that. So keep up the good work, bro. You've been seeing the board extremely, extremely well. I highly advise you guys to tap in like soon. All right, that's all we got for today, man. I appreciate everyone tuning in. Please like, subscribe, and comment on our YouTube, please. Make sure you guys go follow us on Twitter and join the Discord. If you guys don't have the link for the Discord, please hit us up on here or on Twitter or email us at theoutletSV23 at gmail.com. And I will be happy to get you guys into the Discord. It's free to join. You just got to hit us up to get access, and we'll be happy to set you guys up. All right, Oliver. I'll see you tomorrow for the NFL edition of the Weekend Warriors. Appreciate you. And let's make some money, man.